The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Smoothie King's new lemonade lineup is here.
Lemonade, lemonade, the Smoothie King way.
Try a strawberry guava lemonade SK refresher.
Over ice.
A power up in a cup.
Energize.
Or a blueberry lemonade smoothie.
Blend it up in your cup.
Made with real fruit, real juice for a real sipping good summer.
Yum, yum, gotta get some.
Smoothie King's new lemonade lineup, all for a limited time.
Who's thirsty?
I'm Victoria Cash. Thanks for calling the Lucky Land Hotline. If you feel like you do the same thing every day, press 1. If you're ready to have some serious fun for the chance to redeem some serious prizes, press 2. We heard you loud and clear. So go to LuckyLandSlots.com right now and play over 100 social casino-style games for free. Get lucky today at LuckyLandSlots.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
In case we haven't met, I'm Dino Colombo. I represent people hurt by a truck. It's what we do every day. Navigating the law can be tough, but we're tougher. Let us handle the fight. Hurt by a truck? Call Colombo Law.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthma Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
You have smoked yourself retarded.
here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
Welcome to the Weedsman Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron. Welcome back. How was your weekend?
I went to a family reunion and to a county fair.
Oh, really?
So it was caloric.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, so was mine. I was eating nothing but junk food this weekend.
Yes. There's junk food that I wanted to eat that I didn't eat.
Yeah.
That I was holding back from eating.
Yeah, I was totally off the diet. What kind of fair was it? Was it one of the fruit-themed fairs in Michigan?
It was the Lenawee County Fair.
Where's Lenawee? Is that north of us?
South of us.
South of us.
Is where Adrian and my girlfriend are.
Oh, okay. Very south.
Yes.
Yes.
The whole thing.
I gotcha.
The cows, the pigs, the chickens,
Oh, yeah?
the goats.
Yeah.
Apparently, the rides show up today. There were no rides, but there was still all the food and...
There were no they were late?
No, I guess that's just how it always is. The first couple of days of the fairs, it's just the animals and all the bullshit, and they had like a show with horses.
So that's the
and all
shit that
crap.
people actually care about. They want to get that shit out of the way, huh?
Yeah. And then today through, I guess, through the weekend, the rides show up.
So it's a week-long festival?
Yeah, it's a county fair, man.
Jeez. I don't think we have them like that around here. We
Not
usually
anymore.
get like...
I'll explain to my
We get,
girlfriend.
like the Cherry Festival.
It's city
the Peach
fairs.
Festival.
Yeah, like the Romeo Peach Festival.
Yeah.
The Armada Fair. I'm just thinking of ones around here. The one from earlier in the summer, the Fish Fly Festival in New Baltimore.
Fish Fly Festival?
Yeah.
What the... Those things are horrible. Why would you have a festival devoted to it?
Because they're bored in New Baltimore.
Well, yeah.
For us, that
There's
always
not a whole lot going on.
For us,
out
that
there.
meant school was about to end because that was the
when
thing.
You see the fish flies.
Well, that was the one thing everybody always did the first weekend after school got out is we'd all go. It wasn't like everyone met up, but it was one of the things to do. You'd go to the Fish Fly Festival.
Yeah. So fish flies, and they were probably swarming out there.
It's just another excuse to get together, carnival rides and elephant.
Well, I mean the fish flies, not the people. Like
out that
they
way,
were so,
yeah,
they were so
for
dense,
sure.
Like it's one of those things where businesses actually turn off their signage to not attract them because they just literally cover an entire door. And I don't know if people have seen this shit, but it's like looks like the plague.
They're called mayflies on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
I forget what the West Coast calls them, but yeah.
Why's everybody got to have a different name for them? Regional names for insects.
Colloquialisms.
Yeah. What's up with that? Yeah. Well, that was fun. I mostly ate a lot of fast food because I was moving this weekend, and you don't have access to your kitchen, and you're on the go. And I am tacoed and burgered out, man.
You know what I heard? I heard Del Taco has dethroned Chick-fil-A as the country's favorite fast food chain.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I mean, I know they're blowing up. I actually tried to go.
Why are they blowing up? Who?
Well, I don't know why necessarily. It's just there was an.
Did they get on the TikTok or what?
I mean, I guess it's not. I mean, when I say they're blowing up over the last 10 years, I saw it go from like never heard of it to they're popping up all over the place.
Well, for
Michigan.
us, it's been around for a while because we
Yeah.
lived in a spot where they had a Del Taco that was right there for a while. By the mall.
Right. Yeah, that was about, well, was it more than 10 years ago now when they opened up that one?
Well, I'll tell you, when I worked...
Because I was working at the Guitar Center over there when they opened that, because that was like, whoa.
I spent a cup of coffee working for Aldi in like 2011, and that's where I would go for lunch like every day. I'd get, because they 99-cent tacos. I would get smashed 10 fucking tacos every day for lunch.
I try, I usually go to Del Taco on the way. It's been kind of a ritual that I get Del Taco on the way out here. And there's actually two of them that I pass by. And I usually go to the one that's not right off the freeway, and then I just take like the mile roads over to your place. And for some reason, I think maybe I thought I was running short on time, so I was like, I'll hit the one that's off the freeway, the one that I never go to. And there was like a whole mile stretch over there that had no power. So yeah, the Del Taco that I went to was
which, by the way,
shut down.
Taco Bell, take notes on the cheese from Del Taco. Del Taco wins the cheese game.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not as, like, it actually has, like...
It's real cheese. They actually grate it.
Right. Yeah, like, at Taco Bell, you get that, like, dried out shit. Those little strands.
I'm not sure if they're shredding it. I'm guessing at Taco Bell probably comes pre-shredded.
I think so, yeah. No, I'm a big fan of Del Taco, actually.
Oh, I think...
Never had their burger.
I think their burritos are superior.
Mm-hmm.
Especially get the Del Beef. That's my jam. Used to be. Now I'm probably going to get the chicken one.
Yeah. Oh, their chicken tacos are the bomb.
Good to know.
Yeah, I get the chicken tacos a lot. I moved, like, I don't even think I'm a mile from where I was before. But it's...
Back into the suburbs.
Well, just on either side of 8 Mile, right? Yeah. So I was, like, just south of 8 Mile... And now I moved just north of 8 Mile.
You had street cred, now you don't.
Yeah. I went from Eminem to Kid Rock in less than a mile. No, actually, Kid Rock, he's from up in Romeo.
You got more Eminem to I.C.P. Actually.
Right? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Kid Rock's actually out. He's from Romeo. He went to high school.
Kid Rock's from like 32 in Van Dyke.
Yeah, I knew a friend of mine went to high school with him.
I'm in his old neighborhood all the time.
But that little change of zip codes,
how much did your insurance go down?
Dude.
Right?
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Like almost $100 a month.
That's how that goes.
It was insane. It kept creeping up, and then it just so happened that, like, right at the time that I was moving, my current policy was expiring. They sent me my new rates, and because they find out your zip code, like, you don't even have to call them and like do the change it, because I never do. Like, who calls their insurance company and changes their address unless they think it's actually going to benefit them? And yeah, they finally got hip to the fact that my car is mostly hanging out in Detroit, and I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, honestly, like, if I was to continue to live in Detroit, I might just go insuranceless again.
Jesus.
Like, that, it was insane how much, like, it was a whole nother, like, car payment, like a new car. But yeah, I was so excited to call them and
hey, guess what? I'm moving.
Savings. Yeah. And yeah, again, it's like not even a mile from where I was. It's not, I wasn't in a bad neighborhood in Detroit or anything.
No,
it was a really nice neighborhood.
In Detroit.
Yeah.
Where crime happens.
Yeah. Where crime happens, and also like our worst drivers are in Detroit.
Well, yeah, a lot of people aren't insured. Somebody hits you in Detroit, good luck.
Yeah, actually, there's 2 cities that ranked amongst the worst in a recent, this was Allstate. compiled.
The riskiest drivers?
Yeah. Yeah, Detroit and Grand Rapids. Detroit's biggest factor is braking and speeding. They're just going too fast and stopping too short, huh? So you having a brat summer?
I don't even know what that... I started reading about it. I'm like, okay, there's this is actually something that I am too old for. It's not meant for me. So I have no interest in continuing to learn about what it is.
It's just a reference to a song. That's all.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if the song is... I don't even know the song. I haven't heard
Charlie XCX?
Charlie XCX. Who is... I don't know what they call this brand of pop. It's just... and I don't mean this derogatorily. Is that...
I think she's a YouTuber who started doing music.
I don't think so. I'm not... Let's see. There's a link on it.
Because when I was doing the pop radio thing for a minute, that's where they're all from now. They're all from social media.
Well, I think if you're an artist these days that's looking to get out there, like YouTube is usually the first place that you're going to.
No, I'm saying that's where they all got discovered. That's how they all get signed now. Is somebody found them on YouTube.
Okay, so but that's just where you find acts these days.
Yeah.
But that doesn't. All I'm saying is it doesn't make her a YouTube. It's not like she was getting on YouTube and just trying shit out, and then the music, like, she was using YouTube as a platform to get her music out there, and that's where she was discovered. So here's an explanation from Charlie herself. Brat is just like that girl who is a little messy and likes to party, and maybe says dumb things sometimes. Who feels herself? Like, is she feeling herself, or is she feeling like herself? But then also maybe has a breakdown, but kind of parties through it.
Okay.
That's pretty... This is like a horoscope. You're like, yeah, that's me. Like, okay. I mean, it's not me. I'm not a girl, but I'm sure this is most women.
Why is my browser not browsing?
Your browser get crowd-struck?
Got something.
Oh, and if you want to look like you're... here's Brat Summer Essentials. A pack of cigs, a Bic lighter, a strappy white top with no bra. So you're like every raver chick that I ran into back in the day.
So you're
just smoking these
so
days?
What, you're repackaging white trash chicks? What are you doing?
Well, Charlie is... she's British. I guess, the Brits have their own...
I guess she's from
WT.
MySpace. She got discovered on MySpace.
Wait, what? Was it during that brief...
So she began posting songs on MySpace in 2008, which led to her discovery by a promoter who invited her to perform at Warehouse Raves.
Right.
In 2010, she signed a recording contract with Asylum Records.
So, that was during that brief period where MySpace tried to rebrand itself as just a music platform.
No, 2008. No, we were all still MySpacing in 2008.
In 2008?
So yeah, that's 2000. Yes, we were, because 2008 is the first year that you were allowed to have a Facebook account without being in college.
Oh, really?
Yes. That's when the great...
Yeah, you're right.
That's when the shift happened. That's when everybody got on Facebook, was 08.
So she actually blew up before YouTube did. YouTube was around then, but...
Yeah, it wasn't as influential as it is now.
Yeah.
YouTube is the new MTV.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So we might have our first brat president, though.
Will we, though?
I think it's like a toss-up right now, honestly.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think Biden was like, you lose to him.
Yeah, I don't know.
All they got to do is bring up the border. She is in charge of the border. She was dubbed the border czar by Joe Biden.
I'm sure they will do that, but you think that's the issue that's going to sway swing voters? The border is that's a base stirrer. That's like abortion. That's I don't think that's a swing voter issue, and that's what's going to make the difference. I don't know.
She loves her word salad, man. All these old clips of her are resurfacing, where she has taken forever to say nothing.
Oh, she's the best at it. She goes like if you find anything resembling a point, just leap on it because, yeah, she just, but she doesn't sound or look old, right? Not quite Gen X.
Yeah, somebody heard said the two best things she has going for her is she's not Biden or Trump.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm not telling you I'm excited.
Yeah, because I'm like, this is the best you can. You're getting a reset, and this is who you're going to show.
I'm not excited about Kamala, but I am excited about the fact that we at least have a viable option.
Do we? That's the because I think you're getting a reset, and this is who you're going to push.
Well, no, I mean, look, she's probably going to, right? It's not set in stone. But
she had her first campaign event today.
Oh no, she's running.
Yeah,
but they still have to have the convention, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that a convention. I don't know when the last time a convention didn't go the way the DNC decided it was going to go from the outset. A year prior, they've got all this shit planned out. But if there's going to be a surprise at the convention, it's going to be this year. And if there's going to be actual competition, it's going to be this year. But, Kamala, I heard she raised like $250 million, the day.
Yeah, in like a day.
Yeah. So, as they always say, follow the money. That's who's going to be the candidate. And that's what's going to give her a decent chance against Trump.
Please.
Plus, I mean, Trump is just the king of shooting himself in the foot. He takes all the goodwill and just flushes it down the toilet.
Hey, whatever gets Whitmer out of Michigan, please take her.
I don't think J.D. Vance is doing him any favors as a running mate because I don't see how it broadens his pool at all. I mean, that's generally what they go for is something to balance the ticket. How does J.D. Vance balance the ticket? It's just
he gets Rust Belt. He's from.
Yeah, I guess he's got that appeal, but I think he just generally comes off as a lesser Trump clone. Did you hear him talking about Mountain Dew?
I saw that something about it.
Did you see if you can find a clip of him talking about Mountain Dew?
That's right. We do need to do that. We need voter ID in this country, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to cast a ballot, show a piece of identification.
That doesn't sound like an issue that would appeal to
Democrats say
swing
that
voters.
It is racist to believe. Well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys.
I don't know. What's weirdest about that to me is that he said, I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today, right? Who talks like that? Like, obviously this guy is like a dealer. He drinks every day. He drinks a Diet Mountain Dew. Why wouldn't you say, I had a Diet Mountain Dew today? But it's the cadence of politics. It's, you always just did something yesterday, right? I was talking to a man in Ohio.
You don't feel right now like you're parsing and being kind of petty?
Over Mountain Dew?
You're being like the grammar police.
In what way? I just find it amusing that he's like, where do you get that, like, Diet Mountain Dew could be racist?
He's making a point that side, that extreme side, whatever you do seems to be twisted around. Now, trust me, I'm waiting for, if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, you're racist and misogynist. That's going to be said. That's coming.
Well, we went through this with Hillary.
Yeah.
It was sexist not to vote for her.
Yeah.
When she was...
You get the added bonus of being racist this time around.
Yeah. Although people aren't even sure racist how.
Right.
No, but grammar police, I guess. But all I'm saying is it's amusing to me that, like, why would you say I had one if you had one today, why would you say you had one yesterday? And then it's almost like an afterthought, like, and one today. And all I was illustrating is
maybe he's trying to do that folksy bullshit. Hey, I'm like you. I drink a Diet Mountain Dew every day.
Right.
That politician bullshit.
Right.
They try to pretend they're one of you and they're not.
It's like if you're a stand-up comedian, right? And I just flew in from LA yesterday, right? Did you? Who gives a fuck? Maybe you did last week. Maybe it was a year ago. But for the purposes of the story that you're telling, it was yesterday that you flew in on a plane and you're now going to tell us about how the food was. You know, that's all I'm saying is that he's doing. There's nothing nefarious about it. Kamala, Trump, Biden, any of them would say that. You know? But also, if I'm being judgmental, it's Diet Mountain Dew.
Well, I guess too. I
like Mountain Dew.
I maybe let all the headlines.
That's the worst of the diets
that I read trying to find that video color that too, because it was like, that's. Hold on. Let me scroll back. We all heard the clip, right? It didn't sound like that big of a deal, right? Like, guy makes
but people are talking about it a lot.
Guy makes dad joke who falls flat. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
I agree.
So I type in JD Vance Mountain Dew. JD Vance spends weird low energy speech praising Diet Mountain Dew. Cringe. XGFP. JD Vance suggests Democrats would label drinking Diet Mountain Dew. JD Vance slammed internet for cringe. All this from that?
Yeah. I do not understand the response to it at all. And I'm not trying to be one of those that are piling on about it. But I don't know. I mean, it is white people drink, right? Mountain Dew.
I used to be not on Adam Carolla's side when he called it nectar of the tards, and the older I get, the more I agree with it.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of been off soda for, like, when I do occasionally have a soda, it's usually a Dr. Pepper. I don't think I could go back to Mountain Dew. I think it's like an acquired taste.
These people who do drink soda, I don't think you see an intellectual ever, or anyone making a good point holding a Mountain Dew bottle.
Yeah. I guess Kyle Gass deleted his official apology on Twitter.
So, sorry, not sorry?
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like he was like, oh, let me try and salvage this. And then just said, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Fine. Go do your Minecraft movie.
You know, Rich brought up a good point. They might not now be able to get insurance because of that.
Yeah.
That might be why they might have had... He said they might be able to, like, get back together as Jack Black and Kyle Gass, but now trying to, like, tour and get insurance as Tenacious D might be hard for them.
Yeah, I think because... I don't know what you would call it, but, like, not every country has free speech.
Yes.
And I don't know how they are in Australia where this happened.
Australia's pretty liberal.
Yeah, well, so's like Britain, but they have pretty strict laws on language too. So
it's true. In Australia, it took everybody's guns.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I'd heard the insurance thing too. I mean, I think it comes down to the fact that, like, the venue in certain countries would be liable for things that the artist said. And that's why, but man, that's kind of crazy. Because it's not an edgy joke. It was just bad timing, right?
Yeah, you got to read the room.
Snoop Dogg's going to be carrying the Olympic torch. He's just doing everything.
In his mouth.
What was
in blunt form?
Yeah, you know he's lighting a joint off of that shit.
Right.
I mean, the guy smoked in the White House. There's nothing that can stop him. There's nothing that can stop, like...
He says he did. His story's believable-ish.
Yeah?
Yeah, didn't he say he had to take a shit?
Yeah, he did it in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
Right. Gosh, I listened to a whole episode of Smartless the other day. They were talking to some, like, sports announcer guy. Or he, like, worked for ESPN, or I don't know what the fuck he did.
Let's see.
And
that's a pretty big show. Who would be on there? Bob Costas?
No, it
Al
wasn't.
Michaels?
It wasn't
Chris Berman?
Maybe. That sounds familiar. Anyway, like, they talked for sports for...
Did he have a really deep voice and talk like this?
Nope. He sounded like a normal dude.
So it wasn't Chris Berman?
No. But, yeah, I can't even remember, like, what sports they were talking about. But they were, like, I guess Snoop Dogg's going to be doing, like, color commentary, maybe? I don't know. What is he doing? That sounded racist, didn't it? I didn't mean it that way. That's an honest thing.
You didn't say colored commentary.
Yes.
You said color commentary. That is still a thing.
That is still a thing? We can still do color commentary? Okay. Color commentary is what the Republicans are going to be doing for the next 105 days. Oh, this is great. The Guardian. The U.S. rapper will be hoping he won't drop it like it's hot when he holds the torch.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he's going to be doing this in Paris.
When are these fucking things starting? I feel like they've been talking about them all summer. Shouldn't they be over by now?
It's right, it says it's the Paris 2024 Olympics. So did it get delayed or something? I don't really follow, but it seems like...
Hey, Siri, when are the Olympics?
The 2024 Summer Olympics is from Friday, July 26th.
Oh, okay, they start Friday.
Oh, by the time this is out, well, people probably already have seen him.
Snoop will have ran with the torch.
Get arrested for lighting a joint off of a torch in public.
Going to French jail.
No, who could arrest?
Ooh, new band name, I call it. French jail.
French jail. I dig it.
You got to be an indie band with a name like French jail.
An indie band that wears suits.
Yeah.
Like skinny ties.
Or do you call it French prison?
That just sounds like a sex move.
They gave her the French prison. No, it's a gay sex move.
Yeah. You don't give her the French prison.
Someone gives you the French prison.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Smoothie King's new lemonade lineup is here.
Lemonade, lemonade, the Smoothie King way.
Try a strawberry guava lemonade SK refresher.
Over ice.
A power up in a cup.
Energize.
Or a blueberry lemonade smoothie.
Blend it up in your cup.
Made with real fruit, real juice for a real sipping good summer.
Yum, yum, gotta get some.
Smoothie King's new lemonade lineup, all for a limited time.
Who's thirsty?
It's time for today's Lucky Land horoscope with Victoria Cash.
Life's gotten mundane, so shake up the daily routine and be adventurous with a trip to Lucky Land. You know what they say. Your chance to win starts with a spin. So go to LuckyLandSlots.com to play over 100 social casino-style games for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Get lucky today at LuckyLandSlots.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
ChristopherMedia.net.
The Weedsman Podcast.
The shower knobs. I mean, the shower knobs. Why am I calling them shower knobs?
Another band name.
What do you call it? That's a good band name. The shower knobs. That would be something different, though, in Britain.
Right.
The faucet. What do you call them? They're knobs, right?
Yeah.
The faucet handles?
The shower.
People call them... Well, what would you call it on a regular sink?
The faucet handles?
Yeah. So the faucet handles on the shower are... And is this a thing? They're opposite each other.
Yes.
Right? Is this standard? Or am I going crazy? I feel like maybe it's been a long time since I lived in a place that actually had two separate knobs. Because most
they're
places,
opposite here.
Yeah. Where it's like you turn...
Hot goes one way, cold goes the other.
Yeah. What's with that? It makes no sense.
You've never had that before?
That's what's throwing me the most is that I think I've just out of chance for like decades now lived at a place that had one knob. It was either like one of those where like you turn it. You ever have one where you turn it a little bit and it's cold and then you turn it more?
The house we lived in had two knobs.
Yeah. Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But I think they both went the same way.
I think so, too.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever actually lived at a place where the knobs were opposite, and I don't understand
But, I mean, I tell you, when I traveled, that was if they had knobs, all the time they went.
That was more standard
ways.
at like hotels and shit.
Yeah, if they had separate knobs.
Get it.
A lot of time hotels they just got the one.
Right, like. Every time I'm turning off the shower, I'm like spinning it all one way, and I'm like not even sure if that one's off.
Scalding yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's the coldest water ever.
Yeah. I'm like, I just want it off. Which way turns both these off?
I turn the water off and not send my body into shock.
I think my grandparents had one where it was a single knob, but not one where like you tilt it one way or the other. It was... you'd turn it, and it had like a handle on it, but you would pull it out to adjust the pressure, and you would turn it to adjust the temperature. So you turn it a little bit, and it turns on the cold water, right? And then you keep going, and it turns lukewarm. If you go all the way around, it's all hot and no cold water. It's kind of a weird design, but it actually is the best for setting your temperature. I don't know why I was thinking about shower knobs. I think Corolla did a rant on that before. I think he's done a whole bit. He had a chunk on wishing that shower knobs were standardized.
I can see that.
So Goofy's not a dog. Hadn't we as a society talked about this already?
I thought he was a dog. So what is he?
He's got
ears like a dog.
Right, so I guess the actor who's played Goofy for 30 years, according to this article on Unilad, shocks fans by revealing the character isn't a dog. How do you know that fans were shocked? First of all, where did you find a Goofy fan, and how did you know they were shocked?
And how does he know? He didn't create Goofy.
Right. Bill Farmer, he says, Pluto is a dog. But Goofy seems to be in the canine family in the same way that a wolf is not a dog, but they are also in the canine family.
But wolf is a dog, buddy.
Kinda. I mean, they're not exactly. Well, I don't know. I don't know what would. It's definitely a different family, right? Or different
it's just
genus.
A different breed. It's just a big ass dog.
But that doesn't really explain much, does it? Because it's not like wolves can talk. They're also in the canine family. I think Canis goofus is the technical Latin term for what Goofy is. He's just goofy. Yeah, but he also has kids, right? There's like not just one. There's a whole family of these Goofies now.
And if you just base it off what I know from Goof Troop in the Goofy movie, apparently Goofy's a single dad.
Yeah,
where's Mrs. Goofy?
Is there like a female Goofy anywhere in the picture in this equation? Or I think Goofy's cloning himself.
Not in Goof Troop or the Goofy movie.
Yeah. What's up with the lack of female Goof representation?
Who is Max's mom? Who is Max's mom, huh? Can you answer me that one, buddy?
Yeah. He was just spontaneously generated by the Force, like in The Acolyte. That's the newest Star Wars thing that you're not going to watch. It wasn't that. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. It wasn't great.
I don't even know what it's on.
On Disney. All the Star Wars stuff's on Disney. But, well, you know how Anakin was a virgin birth, right?
Oh, like Jesus?
Yeah.
Is this all just another version of the Bible? Is this what we're getting at?
Yeah. No, so they do something kind of similar. Like the Acolyte takes place, I don't know how many years, like 1,000, maybe not that many. Well, they did show the back of Yoda's head at the end of the last episode, so it can't be that many years ago. How old's Yoda? Like 800?
I don't even know.
Yeah, and he still had a wrinkly head. Oh, no, that's right. They're born with wrinkly heads. And not necessarily Yoda, so I don't know. That doesn't really help place it at all.
They're going to tell the story of young swinging Dick Yoda? We ever getting that story?
I sincerely hope not. But I had,
Yoda goes to college.
I was really looking forward to this series because this is like the largest departure from the Skywalker saga they've done in anything live action. They've gone back to the like the High Republic, the New Republic, whatever the prequel stuff is. That was all explored in comic books and books and all that shit. But when Disney took over, they chucked all that shit out. And now this is the first time that they're like going back before. So there's not going to, well, we thought there wasn't going to be any cameos, but of course, Yoda has been around for a long ass time. But, if Star Wars is going to have any kind of future, it's not being tied to, what happened in that first movie. Star Trek has gone on to I guess you could call it successful. I'm not sure how successful the new ones are, but at least successful enough that it's an enduring thing. They're always going to be making some sort of Star Trek show or planning some Star Trek movie.
Trekkies love their Star Trek. I know some Trekkies.
Yeah, it has its definite fan base and it's going to survive. But part of why it's done that is because while the original series is iconic and people love it, it just set a blueprint and didn't set in stone like what Star Trek should be. Star Trek isn't Captain Kirk and Spock and Bones, right? The original series is, but they expand on that. They go other places. They
Star
show
Trek
us
universe.
Yes, exactly. That that's actually putting it perfectly.
What about Jean-Luc?
Because what Star Trek has done is it has explored that their own universe, where Star Wars hasn't. It's remained very insular. It's like almost everything that we've seen has like directly tied to that story of Anakin and Luke and Leia, and it's just pulling on those threads, and it's not only ended up with like stale storytelling, but it's taken some of the mystery out of things, like
the only thing that's tied all the Star Treks together is it's the Federation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's the only through line between all of them.
Yeah, exactly. That structure that's just used to hang stories on. Whereas
they're all wearing the logo. That's it.
Yeah. So that's just to say that the Acolyte was something that I was really excited for. Finally, let's tell some other kind of stories. They did. And I'll give them that it is a unique story. It's not like totally unique, just unique in as far as what we've seen from Star Wars so far. But it also just wasn't really told very well. It just wasn't well written, unfortunately. I think it's actually listed like categorically as a mystery, and that's only because they just kind of told the story inside out and held back all the interesting stuff until the end. And I think that's why a lot of people were just checked out on it. But there's two main characters in this that are what people think are twins, but it turns out that they don't say cloned. They say they're the same person. So I don't even know what that means. And they have two mothers, both of which are some sort of witches that are like force sensitive, and in this coven of witches that are all force sensitive. And so they believe that they were just spontaneously generated.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of bouncing balls in that description.
But, yeah, I know. I'm kind of all over the place. But it's the fault of the show.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's just because they don't tell it linearly, because I think they found that it wasn't that interesting.
I said
they kind of Tarantino'd it. They're like, my story just kind of goes from A to B. All right, well, we'll just do like John Lennon did for his lyrics, and we'll just chop up the film and reorder it, and
Like, maybe I'm a basic bitch or not that bright, but I've been this way since I was young. If I got to start getting out like a pen and a paper when I'm watching something to start keeping track of the plot and the characters, I'm out.
Yeah. I think it's also something that doesn't lend itself to the genre.
Wait,
if you're talking
who's this guy? What's he doing again?
Right. If you're talking like sci-fi and fantasy, where you're already going to be stretching people's ideas of like, throwing in aliens or magic or any of that shit, that's just like, I think you need to keep your story structure a little more linear. It
shouldn't take me an hour to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But that's me.
So
maybe I'm not your audience.
it didn't. I don't know who the audience for this show was, but yeah, it didn't do well enough that they haven't been They haven't said anything about a season 2.
Wasn't your bitch about the last Star Wars one that they just expected you to know what was going on right away? Or no, wasn't that Dune or something? There was something where you were just like, if you don't know the backstory, you're fucked, because they just expect you to know what was happening right away.
I mean, I think I've said that about a few things, but what movie was that?
I feel it was one of the last Star Wars. You're like, they don't even give a shit now. They're like, you just should know what's going on.
I think it was a Marvel thing, because it was one of the Marvel. It's a criticism that I've made of multiple Marvel television shows where they don't. Yeah, if you haven't seen the movies, then you're totally fucked.
No, wasn't it Ashoka or something? You said that about Ahsoka?
It might have been, but I didn't know shit about that show. Oh, yeah, it was. It was Ahsoka. That's the name of it. Yeah, I mean, the whole point of making these Star Wars and Marvel TV shows was to broaden the audience. Because, especially when you get to the point where you've got a dozen or more movies in this series, what's going to get that person who's never seen a Star Wars to go, oh, this one looks interesting, because they're like, oh, this is like the 12th one, so I got to watch 11 movies to understand what's going to happen in this one. Whereas if it's a TV show and it's on a streamer that you may already be paying for and it's right there, you can go, oh yeah, I can watch this for a half hour and see if it captures my interest. It's a lot less. I don't have to get a babysitter or make plans or go out and spend $16 at a movie theater and then $20 on popcorn and sodas and everything. It's like, easy access and kind of like a gateway drug to like get you reeled into that universe. But they're doing the opposite with that and tying it in so closely to the movies that it's barring people from being interested in it. You're either a super fan of Marvel or you're like, not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing with Goofy these days, though? Like,
we're back to Goofy.
Well, like, what are they doing with any of their characters? They've got a whole streamer now, and maybe it's just all on the kids' shit, and they don't advertise it because you don't need to advertise kids' shit. But
my girlfriend's daughter, Mickey Mouse is Mickey Mouse. I don't know. It's all CGI, but it's something she watches.
But they're into it.
She's got,
okay.
She's got all Disney, she knows all the, it's still around in the kids' realm.
Yeah. Maybe I'm biased and I just, never introduced my kids to the Disney stuff too much, but they never got drawn into, Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck or any of those guys.
Well, she also lived in Florida, and her dad worked for Disney for a time.
Oh, well, there you go.
So there may be a bias in that family.
There. I've never been to Disneyland.
I've been to Disney World.
Or World, or either.
Oh, I have when I was 10. Went to Epcot, went to Space Mountain, went to MGM when it was still there. Saw the Indiana Jones stunt spectacular.
I'm trying to make sense of this article on Goofy. One thing I will add... Wait a minute. Is this a real article? I don't know what
Oh boy.
I don't know what unilad.com is.
I know it. I've heard of it.
Yeah. But I'm reading verbatim from the article. One thing I will add was a Twitter user.
Comma is what should be there. Maybe.
No, it's a question of tense. Will and was. Right after each other. One thing I will add was. You'd say, one thing I would add was.
Yes.
Or one thing I will add is.
He's just a poor speaker.
Yeah. Well, one thing I will add was a Twitter user took to the social media platform to ask their followers, quote, the people have been debating for years and years. Is Goofy a dog or a cow?
Cow?
Where does cow come from?
Cow?
Then in a whole nother, not just new sentence, new separate paragraph, due to the fact that in the iconic TV show,
Goofy has a romantic interest with Clarabelle Cow.
That's true.
He does? This is a true fact. That Goofy was...
In the old Disney cartoons, yeah.
I don't know who Clarabelle Cow is. I didn't know there was a Disney cow. Is that one that, like, can you see Clarabelle Cow walking around Disneyland? Is that like a character? Yeah.
I'm trying to think of Disney if there was any other interspecies. Because Daisy and Donald were duck on duck. You know, Mickey and Minnie were mouse on mouse.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't mix the races in Disney, yeah.
That's how Walt wanted it.
Whereas Bugs Bunny was just, he was fucking everything that moved.
Yeah.
There was...
Pepe Le Pew.
I was going to say...
Cat rapist. Penny.
Skunk on cat action.
Yeah. The feline rapist. No cat is safe.
One of my cats spent like the whole weekend underneath the couch.
Yeah,
because of the move.
You upset their routine, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Their routine lately has been moving every year. So they should be used to it by now.
Rory was pissed when I first moved her food into my room.
Oh, yeah?
You know, then Rich finally goes, you could probably put it back downstairs. You know, Venus don't even fuck with the hard food anymore. I'm like, well, no, she just stopped bitching about the food. I just got her used to my bedroom. I'm not fucking moving it back down there. You can't upset a cat's routine.
This has got to be the worst decision that I've heard Marvel make in a long-ass time. They've decided to...
Webster, the movie?
Webster?
Yeah, like the TV show with Emmanuel Lewis. I was making a joke.
Oh. I was like, Webster isn't a Marvel character.
No, I just realized Marvel and Webster, yeah, there could be a Spider-Man conflation. My bad.
I was thinking of Howard the Duck. That was a Marvel movie.
Ah.
That was actually the first Marvel movie.
It's true. People always forget that.
Yeah, and probably the reason why they didn't do any kind of comic book adaptations for quite a while.
But what's their worst decision?
Oh, so in order to, I don't know even what, like, if the idea is to get people to buy more comics, I think that's what they're in the business of, is selling comics, right? But so, you know, they still have what they call floppies, the individual issue, the periodical. Comes out monthly, maybe twice a month sometimes. You know, is your traditional comic book that you can roll up and stick in your back pocket. Although the price is, you know, gone from when I was a kid, 35 cents to now $5 and more. And it's just because its audience has shrunk. There's so many more ways to get your comics. It's easier for, you know, some people just wait till they package them all in a trade and you can just buy it and have the whole story. Or you can read it online like I do mine, all through Marvel Unlimited. And you're only 3 months behind what the publication date. So I guess if you buy the new X-Men relaunch comic, the last page is just a QR code, which not meaning they just put a QR code at the end of the book. They actually, in place of the final page of the story, they put a QR code there with the idea that you scan this and then it'll take you to a website that shows you the last page of the story.
That's dumb.
That is insanely dumb.
Don't you want the art?
And yeah, like unless they actually just, if their idea is that we can't stop printing these periodicals because we still have, you know, tens of thousands of people who buy them.
Oh, you know what this means?
So
this means they aren't for you anymore, man.
Like maybe
you've aged out of the comic book audience.
Why does that mean that I've aged out of it?
Because maybe this is what the new comic book people want.
Maybe, but show me an example of where, like, how does this appeal to younger audiences? What it says to me is that they want everybody to go online.
Yeah.
You know, why wouldn't you then just read the whole thing in digital format?
Maybe they're preparing you to get rid of those. They're going to stop printing those to save costs.
Yeah, maybe. Because I think that they've
kind of reached a limit as to how much they can charge for a single issue, and it's still not that profitable. I mean, the cost of printing has gone up tremendously, especially since the pandemic. And there's so few printing presses operating, even just in the U.S. and Canada, that can handle the types of these runs of like, oh, we want to print 10,000 of this, one floppy book. And, I've heard of smaller publishers, if you're not Marvel or DC, or they're just being told sometimes no, or, the line is so long.
Yeah, you can have it next year.
Yeah. And plus, what are we doing with all this paper? I mean, these things aren't really holding their value, much less even the ones that that do end up becoming kind of collector's items. It's like, okay, so you went from, something that you paid $5 for, and now you can get $12 for it on eBay. And I've got boxes and boxes of things. I had to stop buying single issues because, like, what am I doing? I'm just carting them around now. Yeah. Oh, and apparently, so they're still gonna, when they publish the collection, all the art's going to be in there. So when you buy like what most people would refer to as the graphic novel, that's kind of a different thing. All the art's going to be in there. So it's not going to be a QR code. So now maybe that is what they're doing. Because if you're just making the collection and the digital more attractive. The Newton sixth grader has made it to round 2 of the USA Mullet Championships.
Oh, Jesus. I saw a sweet mullet today.
Oh, I bet.
And the dude had to be like 18, 19. This is a young mullet.
Yeah. Yeah, mullets did it look like a traditional WT mullet, or was it like...
Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, he was business in front and he was party in the rear. Even had a little kind of mustache going. Where did I see this guy?
I wish I could remember the exact joke, but it was like something about the economy being so bad that the back of the mullet is now reserved for business as well. Oh, this kid's got the shaved sides mullet. This is totally... And he has... Why L.A.? Oh, he has L.A. edged into the side of his head, honoring his late grandfather, Kenny Fowler, a Los Angeles Dodgers mega fan.
Kenny Powers?
Yeah, Kenny Fowler.
Ah.
Time's running out. I guess we can vote. This is an all kids competition.
These poor kids.
Oh, did I say this kid's name?
It's child abuse.
Ruger Behrman.
Oh my God, he's named after a gun.
Oh, he is. Yeah. Is that how it's spelled? Ruger? I guess how else would you spell Ruger? It has to be.
There might be an E.
I think there's an extra E in there because isn't it like German or some shit?
Nope. Ruger is Ruger. Ruger Firearms. Yep. Ruger.com.
I bet you people call him Rugger though, or Rug
Shooter.
Yeah. What would you like? Why did you name your kid Ruger?
You really like guns.
People are gonna like call him Rug. And that's unfortunate.
This is his brother Smith and his other brother Wesson.
Yeah.
This is our daughter Remington. This is our dog Glock.
Oh God, I listened to like a whole 2-hour podcast that was all about the assassination attempt on Trump, and a theory that there was a second shooter on the water tower.
Oh God.
I mean, the guy made some pretty credible evidence. I don't know.
Back and to the right.
Yeah.
Back and to the right.
I don't know. But I think it's just weird. There is some weirdness around what happened that day. I'm not saying I'm buying into this guy's conspiracy theory.
There's a lot of weirdness around everything going on.
Yeah.
When have they had a debate in June?
But there were clips, early news clips, of 2 different people who were referring to a guy on the water tower. Like one woman said, there was a guy on the water tower over there. They shot and killed him. Like, I don't know. Why would you just say that if you didn't see that? You're just, making shit up. I don't know. It was a chaotic situation. Maybe. And also this guy was like, he's not just he might be just some weirdo, but his
credentials are he's an NRA competitive sharpshooter, and he's also he says that he has Asperger's, and he it was, whether he's right or wrong, he was well researched. I'll give him that. And he even had all these maps and everything, mapping out the bullet trajectory. He says that there's no way from the angle from where Crooks was that he could have caught Trump in the ear. Is that thunder?
That's loud ass thunder if it is. We're in the fucking basement.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is a severe thunderstorm warning.
Oh shit. Yeah, I checked the weather. I didn't close my windows.
Oh.
Whoa, what the fuck's going on?
Everything.
God damn it. Yeah, we got to wrap it up anyway. But yeah, I don't know. He says that, you couldn't just catch his ear. I think I don't know if the bullet caught him in the ear. I think that, and maybe we will or won't find this out, but something, a piece of the podium or something, some sort of shrapnel, or that, that bullet hit something else that then struck him in the ear.
Oh, keep in mind, a guy died right behind him.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt there were shots, coming from that direction, but
Dude, I think there's fishiness with everybody. Again, they've never had a presidential debate in June. This is the first presidential debate they've ever had in fucking June.
Yeah. So what's the conspiracy theory?
I think the fix was in with that the whole time.
What's the fix on the debate, though?
That they knew Biden wasn't going to be the guy the whole time. Just let him go through,
Oh. You think? I don't know.
Listen, I think that this whole... Trust me, because we could sit here and talk about the Trump thing, too. Yeah, because I think there's a lot of fishiness going on there as well.
Yeah.
This whole election, there's just a lot of, we're not supposed to notice this stuff kind of things going on. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes you wonder, is this fishier than normal, or is it just that you can't hide anything anymore? Everyone's recording video, everyone's tweeting stuff out in the moment, and I don't know. The network of information has definitely changed.
Because for how many months were videos showing up of self videos of Biden showing up, of him doing crazy shit at rallies, and then people just be, nah, he's fine. Nah, these people are right wing nuts and this and that. Yeah. And then the debate happens, and everyone you couldn't hide that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
We're being gaslit for the last year.
Yeah. Yeah, when they say shit oh, he's never been sharper. He's the smartest man in the room. Okay.
Now, if the room is nursing home,
right.
You got a shot at that statement being
right.
true.
Yeah, smartest man in the room with an asterisk.
No, what was the video that got buried this week?
Room must contain less than 3 people.
There was it got buried this weekend because he dropped out of the race, but he went to go kiss a woman that wasn't Jill. There was there's a blonde woman next to him that resembled his wife, and he went to go kiss her, and Jill had to step in and be like, "Oh no."
She had to dive between them.
Just go sit on the porch and drink lemonade, man. Enjoy your remaining years while you can remember them. But he's gone.
You're cursed to live in interesting times.
Yes.
All right. Well, on that note, let's get out of here.
Guess we're ending that way. At the Wheatsman 420 on social media. ChristopherMedia.net is where there's a PayPal button if you want to help us out. And wherever you listen to the show, if you can rate and review us, helps us out. Please, thank you. And stay high.
Stay high.
guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. And now I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free and each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.